Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Book Wednesdays. Yes, I'm officially doing that from now on. Every time I start the video. Man, how gorgeous is it again? It is just great. I've been having the best couple days ever, actually. Been really fun. I'm probably go into it, but let's just talk about what we're picking up quickly so we can have a good discussion. Picking up Batman number 20. I don't know why it's spelled like that. I'm also picking up JLA number 3. Yeah, so those are the ones I'm picking up. I'm gonna show them to you in a few seconds, and yeah, wait a few seconds then. Alright guys, we're back in the car, and yeah, let me just ramble on about what I've been, happened to me I was in that car, not really, but let me just start talking about what's been going on the last, couple days. So, we have to go back to Friday last week. I know, it's very long, how many good days I've had. So Friday was pretty good. I saw Iron Man 3, and I thought it was good. There's a plot twist in there that people are gonna hate, or people are just gonna be like, that's okay, no big deal. But it's kinda big. A lot of people have been talking about it recently, so if you don't know about it by now, I don't want to spoil it because the movie's only been out for a week here, 2 weeks in the other places. 2 weeks and outside of America, but America you get 1 week. But probably next week I might go into spoilers a bit. But after that, I went to my friend's talent show and she got first place. I'm very happy for her. Shout out to her, Mackenzie. Shout out to you. So Saturday I had a band festival that I went to, and we got a 2. If you know what that means second division out of 4. There's a first division, second division, third division, fourth division. We got second position because it was at states, so we qualified for states, which was awesome. We got a second, it's 2. So I'm very proud of us. We did really well. After that, free comic book day. I've already did a video on it. It was excellent. I love the video. I go into more depth, so I'll probably put an annotation somewhere around the video, or probably saying, "Oh, go check it out." After that, after I finished that, my friend Tom, he's pretty awesome. We've been talking a couple weeks about how I was gonna be on his podcast, the MCMG podcast, and I was on it. So I'm gonna put it. There's an annotation appearing right around here. I can't point my fingers up right now, so it's like right here, ish, maybe. It could actually be down there, but I don't know. It's somewhere on the screen, but yeah, go check it out. It's a really fun podcast. Tom's a really cool guy. He's the only British person I know right now. I'm gonna end up meeting Rob, who's gonna be on the podcast. Hopefully I'm called back soon. I'd love to do it again. Speaking to you, Tom. I'm talking to you, Tom. So after that Sunday, I had to go do another event for a band thing. I played the trumpet. I did a jazz event at like 7 in the morning. It was fun. I have to admit, it was really cool, and the camera just dropped. Like, what's up? But it was a really fun jazz event. Like, I love jazz. It's probably my favorite thing to do that I play the trumpet for. And it's astounding how much jazz is awesome to me. After that, I was filmed in a short film for a friend of mine. So, I don't know if that's going to be posted on YouTube or if that's just going to be straight to me. I'm not going to talk about it right now because really I haven't talked much about it, but I'd rather not talk about it. After that, I hung out with my friend Nick for a while. Me and him are like this. We're like this. We're close. Like we're so much bros, but like yeah, I finally got to see him after like 2 weeks of not seeing him, which makes me cry. And then Monday I went in for a job interview and I got a job. So guys, I'm gonna be buying more comics soon. Awesome. I'm very astounded. I'm not gonna talk about the job because I just got hired, and I'd rather not because I could get fired from talking about it without even knowing about it. But, I'm gonna keep talking. And now we're here today. And I'm very excited for today's comics. So, I'm gonna park, and then I'm gonna talk about the comics. So how was to spend an awesome week by picking up comics. Yes, finally, we got comics. So, yeah, we only had 2 comics, but they're both DC, so it makes up for last week's lack of DC comics. I mean, the Movement was, of course, the best of the week, but Marvel definitely dominated last week because of Iron Man 3, unfortunately. Not really unfortunately, but, you know, because it was Iron Man. Iron Man week, as I like to call it. But, here we go, DC, we only have 2 this week, but I bet they'll be good. First, we have JLA number 3, and who's the traitor in their minds? And it's one of these flip-out covers that they delayed. Catwoman? What? You already saw that she was taken to Arkham and Catwoman. So, why does it matter? We already know. It's nice to know that later, but still. And of course, probably the bigger one of this week, because we already know that she's a traitor. It's Batman number 20. The Dark Knight battles Bruce Wayne. What? Oh, well, we all know from Batman number 19, Clayface was involved, so Batman is going to be fighting Clayface, or Clayface will be fighting Bruce Wayne. No, I'm not really clear about that because they don't really give you a good cover figure. It shows you both just in clay, so it's either or. But I'm kind of looking forward to it. I was okay with number 19. Number 19 was at least not dealing with the death of Damian, kind of. No, actually it was. So never mind that statement. But you know, it was expanding the Batman universe more by adding Clayface in and attacking Bruce Wayne. So Bruce Wayne looks kind of like a villain right now. So I want to see what happens after that. So definitely looking forward to this week's comics. And yeah, it's gonna be good to look at. I can't wait to look at these and talk about them. Alright guys, we are back, but we're at the house now. I don't know what ending I made up at the end, I'm not sure. But we're back here, and now let's talk about the comics since I've actually read them. So, first, I want to say this first actually. Before I get in, I was very surprised with this week. Both were excellent comics, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, they both were really good. Surprisingly, I was shocked by both of them. Their values on what they did for each of them. But first, Justice League of America, number 3. So, the group is finally getting into some action. It's like, finally, we've been waiting for this for how many issues now? Green Arrow is uncommissioned because, he just went into action and he had that surgery, which they completely skipped over in the second issue, but they looked over it in this issue at least, so he doesn't know who's exactly on the team yet. And then Stargirl is basically getting blackmailed by the US government to basically do the things that they're telling her to do, which is a very cool concept. At the same time, Martian Manhunter, Hawkman, Catwoman, and Katana, and Vibe, and Steve, they're all going out and they're fighting the robots of the Justice League, who they think at the time are the Justice League. And of course they find out they are robots. I kind of guessed this from last time, but, whatever. So, they go out, they fight the robots, and of course they're having a scheme to get to the secret society. And of course they're going to use Catwoman to not blackmail her, but frame her, which is all the controversy with, not really controversy, but with all the weird, Justice League of America is arresting Catwoman. That's why they're doing it on purpose, because they want to find the secret society. So they're doing that. So, basically, it's a very cool, this was the best of the issues so far. I'm very proud to say so, because you see some conflict, definitely, between the group league and, the American government and, everything else in general. You still haven't seen Green Lantern yet, but, he'll come around at some point, hopefully, because he's been on the cover for the last 2 issues. Luckily, this one, they're like, hey, he's not on the cover. It's just, the 5 of them that really matter in this book. Except for Vibe. Vibe should have been on the cover, because Vibe's a cool character, I bet. So, I liked it. Very liked it, actually. And then, of course, we have Batman number 20. So, Clayface is attacking Bruce Wayne, and basically he beats him up. He beats up Bruce Wayne. Yeah, excuse me. And of course Bruce Wayne can't turn into Batman and fight him right there because he doesn't want to reveal his secret identity. So basically he's just, fighting off Clayface, and he loses. He finds Lucius Fox. Well, no, Clayface leads him to Lucius Fox, and of course Lucius Fox is like, holy crap, how are we gonna defeat K-Face? And I don't want to spoil the rest of it because it gets crazy from here. I just want to say the ending is so sad, honestly. It it's so sad, like honestly. Of course, he's still not over Damien, but it's so sad. Alfred and Bruce just share a moment. It's so sad. And then they have another story. They have the sequel to the story on the back of Batman number 19, which involved Superman in it. And again, that was crazy, but the main story was just so sad. I have to admit, like I was getting all teary up, like, dang Scott Snyder, dang, dang Greg Capullo, you did it to me. You made me almost cry. But yeah, so as you can clearly see, this is the number 2 comic to pick up, and this is the number 1 to pick up. But again, pick this up too, please. You gotta pick it up. It is great. But this is just better. I love this book. This was best book I've seen since probably Batman number 17, because I didn't really care for number 18, even though I said it was a great book. I didn't like care for it. And 19 I thought was weird, but 20 is where to go. Holy crap. So, let's talk about next week. So next week, we have 4 comics. I don't know why I did that slow. 4 comics. We have 4 comics. From DC, we have Nightwing number 20, which will reveal more about the prankster coming in, which should be very interesting to see, but at the same time, I still don't know who it is, and I wonder what Nightwing is going to do about the police, because, you know, police don't really like Nightwing around. We also have the Return of the Age of Ultron, which should be good, because number 7 was actually pretty good. Like, if you saw my Comic Book Wednesdays from last week, you should know how I felt about it. And we have a one-shot, Avengers Enemy Within. I have no idea what this is about, but it should be good. And then Nova number 4. We're back with Nova. I'm going to take a guess, and that's my number 1 for next week. I'm going to be very happy. I'll be very happy if that's number 1 next week. At the same time, I'll be very disappointed if that's not the number 1 for next week. But this is really a short episode, believe it or not, kind of. You know, I talked a lot in the last part about, you know, what happened to me these last couple of days, which have been fantastic. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it up for 2 weeks straight, please. I love what's going on in my life. And I hope that everything's going good in your life right now, too. Please, let's talk comics. Let's talk about anything you want to. Talk about how's your week going, you know? You know how my week's going. Let's talk about your week. So, please, comment below and talk about what we've been talking about, really. Weeks in comics, really. Also, remember, please go check out the free comic book day unboxing I did. It was fun, and it was great to talk about comics. Please also check out the podcast I did with Tom Bola. I don't remember his numbers. I just call him Tom. Check out the podcast I did with my friend Tom on his channel, MCMG Videos. And again, it doesn't roll off the tongue like most things do. MCMG Videos. Yeah, MCMG Videos. Please, check that out. It was a lot of fun to do. It's an hour long. We talk about comics, about last week's comic pickups, I know. But maybe if I'm invited again, I'll talk about this week's comics. I'm talking to you, Tom. You better watch this and let me on. But anyway, thank you for watching, and catch you on the flip side.